And we'll be back in Abuja for more stories. But in the meantime, let's turn our attention to our coverage of the COVID-19, where over 1,000 returning travelers from red-listed countries of India, South Africa, Brazil and Turkey have absconded from isolation in Lagos State. The state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, raised the alarm while giving an update on the COVID-19 pandemic and how the government is working to curb the spread of the disease. He revealed that a total of 1,073 inbound passengers out of 88,847 who arrived in Lagos via the Murtala Mohammed International Airport between May the 8th and August the 21st have tested positive. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated that as of Saturday, the state has identified 5,998 of the returning travelers and successfully isolated 4,500 people who arrived from the red-listed countries, while 1,094 have absconded. He explained that the COVID-19 protocols on mandatory isolation were put in place by the Presidential Steering Committee to protect Nigeria from imminent third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's talk more about this. We're joined by public health expert, Dr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Good to have you join us, Dr. Ekanem.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let me start by getting your reaction on this. You and I had a conversation. We had a conversation yesterday about how we're having more deaths. Lagos State recorded more deaths, about over 500 deaths from COVID-19. And the governor is now saying that some people absconded, then quarantined. Some of them tested positive. This is quite a challenge. What do you make of this, and what does this mean for us in terms of dealing with the third wave of the pandemic?
Well, it's quite disappointing that we have Nigerians who are not taking responsibility despite the call from all authorities, despite the call from health organizations that we should take responsibility. It's very sad to see people still absconding when we know fully well that subjecting yourself or oneself to, the isolation and of course the quarantine is one measure that can help us, handle this pandemic better. But when you see people absconding this way, it actually brings to the fore the fact that Nigerians are not willing to take this pandemic seriously and are not showing commitment towards the elimination of COVID-19. So for me, it's really, really sad. I would have expected more from Nigerians, given the fact that God has been so kind to us, that we've not had the heat of the pandemic so badly. But we don't have to use our own hands to worsen the situation. The government is trying with all measures, to help control this pandemic. It is our duty as Nigerians, as good citizens of this country, to also help the government to fight this pandemic by adhering to the public health measures. So when we see this and we are seeing the cases increasing, 500 deaths in our isolation center, I mean, it shows that we need to be serious about it. And
I just let me quickly come in there, because Dr. Ekanem, just allow me quickly jump in, because you talked about us being serious, and I think that's the point. Whilst we're not sure whether these are Nigerians, that they've not been identified and the nationality have not been disclosed, it could be from anyone from any country. Shouldn't then be that at this point, if we were to be serious, if we're to be serious, like you noted, should we say at this point, look, we're suspending flights from these three countries, South Africa, Brazil, and Turkey?
Well, I wouldn't say that we should suspend flights from these countries. Rather, I would say that we need to strengthen the protocols, particularly from inbound passengers from these countries. So when they come in, I think the airport authorities, the federal airport authorities, should take particular interest in flights coming in from this country and make sure that the protocols, the right protocol are enforced, are implemented for people, not just from these countries, but for other countries. Anyone that is coming in should be made to go through the normal procedure, the normal protocols of isolation and, of course, testing and quarantine, all of that, from now henceforth, so that we can ensure that anyone coming in does not pose a threat to us. It's not just those three countries. I feel that for all countries, anybody coming in outside should please be put through all the necessary COVID-19 prevention protocols so that we can protect ourselves from imported cases of COVID-19.
And I guess this is why Nigerians should take the non-pharmaceutical measures even more seriously right now. Thank you so much for talking to us, Dr. Nsiabasi Kanem.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.